Hello and welcome back to the Sega Spirit Show. It's your healthy dose of blue skies, blast processing, and a whole lot of retro-fueled enthusiasm. This week we're trading in our control pads for pulse rifles as we step into the claustrophobic corridors of Alien's Colonial Marines, Sega's big-budget licensed shooter that promised Nostromo-level thrills and delivered one heck of a behind-the-scenes saga. Plus, we have our usual community news with some updates to 2 homebrew Dreamcast ports. There's a new Master System shooter on the way, and an update to a type of game preservation so niche that I genuinely didn't know Sega had a part in it back in the day. And we are kicking off the Sega Spirit mailbag with a Spirit sack, maybe? Notes from the other side. We've got some questions on Blue Sky from some fans, which is great, or a fan, maybe. So come join us as we celebrate the Sega community, classics, and the wild ride of Colonial Marines, chaos, glitches, and all that in the Sega Spirit Show. Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And let's just kick it off as normal. Scotty, how are you doing? What have you been up to since the last episode?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking. Bought some stuff, picked up some stuff. Was at the Dead Media Market, they called it, and I grabbed this for a mere $5 Soviet Strike Greatest Hits version on PS1.
Nice.
Like the Urban Strike and Jungle Strike and whatever. Popped it in to make sure it worked, and did not know there's FMV scenes or like full motion video digitized, really bad acting and stuff. It's pretty good. So
I used to have that on the Saturn, and the only thing I remember about it is the opening intro bit where the guy goes, war just isn't what it used to be, and then he goes into like a ramble of stuff, and I loved it. I thought that was the greatest intro ever back in the day.
I was caught off guard by that, so I'm excited for more of it. It was pretty cheap, so I was like, whatever. I don't have it on Saturn, but I thought, well, I'll get it on something because I like those games. So
cool. Yeah.
And then the day after we recorded last time, this gem popped up in the mail. Splatterhouse 2 Part 2, a little Halloween come early, as some say. But this is a fan-made repro of it's just the game, but it's the Japanese version. But the main thing about it is the cartridge with a blood splatter on it. That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So same person that made that Ghostbusters Collector's Edition I showed forever ago with the slime on it.
Okay.
So it's goes right in there, and it's got the manual and stuff, but played a little bit of it. Haven't had a chance really to sit down, and the dude was closing his store, so I wanted to grab something on there. I originally wanted Splatterhouse 3. That's the Genesis exclusive, Mega Drive exclusive, but did not. That was sold out. Okay. And he suggested the Splatterhouse 2, and I said sure, because this is about fifth of the price that price charting says it should be. So whatever.
Okay.
That box art's pretty cool.
That is cool. Actually.
Girlfriend Jennifer at the top above the house and everything.
I should put you on the big screen. There we go. Sorry. Now you're bigger, so everyone can see it better. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show the cartridge again there. The blood splatter. House splatter. Yeah, right on there, you dummy. It's fine. Everything's fine. God damn it.
He just dropped it for everyone listening.
Yeah. No. Hope that's not where the hard drive is. Yeah, so it's a hacked repro kind of thing, but the only major difference is he has the skull on instead of the mask. It looks different in Japan, I guess. Okay. The first game is very different per region, super censored outside of Japan. So, grab that though. Have you ever played any of the Splatterhouses?
I have not actually. I know they exist. I think back in the day when they were new, I just didn't care about them.
Different shot of the mask there.
Nice.
Namco, weird arcadey type thing. The first one I think was only TurboGrafx and arcade. Second one got a Genesis release. Third one was Genesis and Mega Drive exclusive. I played this forever ago when I was way too young, just in like a pizza place, because it was just there, like a arcade cabinet. So,
Wow.
yeah, third one gave me nightmares, but
Really?
yeah, the teddy bear that turns into a weird monster
Oh, God.
type thing.
Wow.
So, but that's cool. It's a gruesome game. It's a fun Halloweeny. Probably my first experience with horror was playing Splatterhouse 2. Now that I think about it. And then they did do that re-release or they tried to reinvigorate the series on PS3 and 360. I'm looking at the Terror Mask that I have. I got it with it. Boy howdy, that's a game. Not bad. It's pricey now for whatever reason, but it's hard. It's a difficult game.
Okay. Nice.
And then I watched, per the theme that we're eventually going to talk about, I watched Alien Earth on Hulu. Just the first episode. They released 2 episodes, and it's a show. There's no reason the first episode has to be an hour long. I'll tell you right now, they could have cut it in half. There was literally there were 2 parts when Rachel and I were watching it. We're like, is that it? Like, it fades to black where a commercial would be, but it could have been fine if that was the end of the episode. So not really sure what it wants to be yet. I can't really tell. I'm sure I could have read about this. I can't really tell where it takes place in the universe. But I am a big xenomorph fan, and the first episode was, they just need to show the xenos. They just need to show more xenomorphs and like people dealing with them and stuff. I don't know how many episodes it is. We'll see. It's the first time there's been an aliens show rather than just a movie. That series has had its ups and downs. As some would say, it started with its ups and it's only had downs. But we'll see what happens with this show, I guess.
I mean, I think it. Yeah. Oh well. I think the first 3 were just. Actually, no. Tell you what. Sorry, we probably get into this later, but number 4 I think holds up really well, better than 3. If that makes sense.
Oh boy, there's so many people that would disagree with that.
I know there would be, but if you watch them now, I feel like number 4 is actually just a better made movie, because number 3 wasn't that greatly made. And when you look at like the history of when it was getting made, lots of things changed and stuff. So it kind of makes sense that it was a bit not as well put together as, I guess, number 1 and number 2 is just amazing. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Is that everything? Is that
we'll catch the second episode sometime soon, maybe today. I don't know. It's not. They got to have trigger warnings on some of these shows, though, because hey, surprise! Some people don't like seeing children zipped up into body bags, and there's bugs left and right, and I hate bugs. Like they just have a zoomed in shot on a scorpion that I couldn't freaking watch. I just went like this and told Rachel when to tell me it's over. It's just thanks, guys. Anything.
I have to admit, out of all the creatures, Scorpion's the few that actually do genuinely creep me out. Like I can look at them, but I'm also like, get it off me, even though it's on a TV screen. I'm like, it's on me.
Yeah, I don't
get it on me.
I don't like bugs. They had some bugs, and none of the Alien movies have creeped me out. Not even facehuggers. I mean, facehuggers a little bit because they're basically spiders, but but the fact that I had to like not look, we started watching it and eating dinner. I'm like, we got to put something else on. I cannot eat while there's suddenly a scorpion, suddenly a millipede centipede looking bug crawly thing. Like, come on, guys. I could watch an Alien movie and eat food, but not. I don't know. Yeah. It bugged me. So they literally use some of the soundtrack from a couple of the movies, and they throw in stuff in the beginning to get the fans in there, but I don't know how people have been receiving it. I don't really care how people have been receiving it. Honestly, I'm gonna still watch it, but it's on Hulu, and it's still weird to read and see that an Alien show is debuting on Disney Plus. That's a phrase I'll never get used to.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Man, I actually just realized. Sorry, I don't know if we want to go into this. It's into the reason why I realized I don't like scorpions. I just thought of why.
You can. It might be gross. Maybe trigger warning right here, folks. I don't know.
It's going to be a spoiler alert for 2 movies, which are now over 40 years old, probably. But
okay.
So 2 movies when I was very young that I saw. One of them was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Shrunk the Kids. Yep.
where the scorpion kills the ant, and the ant was like the
Sure.
greatest thing in the world, and it was really sad, and that affected me. And also one of the James Bond movies, there are these two assassin bad guys who don't really look like assassins. One of them's kind of like kind of bald, but kind of got long side bits. They actually remind me of the two of the male guys from ABBA, the band ABBA.
Okay.
So for years I thought they were the same people, but they're not. But yeah, anyway, there's a bit near the start of that movie where they kill this guy and they use a scorpion basically. And
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, oh, that tiny thing can kill a man instantly. This is terrifying. And then you see it kill an ant and another thing. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm not feeling well. So yeah, I think that's where it's come from. And now I'm like, yeah, scorpions freak me out. Anyway, there we go. That's into my psyche there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I've got, though. Got a couple things and watched a little bit of something.
Yeah, I have not watched Alien Earth because I cancelled my Disney Plus subscription a little while ago because it was way too expensive and I wasn't watching it. And now, kind of, this got one show I do kind of want to watch on it, but maybe you
can always do a free trial or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do have a few different email addresses, so yeah, maybe I can.
Yeah. Just wait until all of Alien Earth releases and do it.
Sounds good. But I have watched a couple of things. So one of them is, actually I'll start with the second one first. I've got on the list. Hopefully, some people who know me from different podcasts will know that I'm a big Jackie Chan fan. He's like my favorite movie star. I grew up on his stuff. We've done a couple of podcasts together for the Static Zone where we went through Jackie Chan stuff. There's a couple of Netflix movies which are I don't know if it's Netflix around the world everywhere, but in the UK they're Netflix exclusive. One of them was called, I've actually just forgotten. It's got the guy from Jackass in it. I've just forgotten his name.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, he's in it. What's it? Oh, I've forgotten what that movie's called. Anyway, it was an okay movie. It had a high part. It's kind of like a budget Rush Hour, basically, like a Chinese cop and an American wise talking kind of guy.
That's how they go.
And then they also released, like a couple of years ago, they released another movie called Hidden Strike with John Cena, the wrestler, and Jackie Chan. And I saw reviews of it, and all the reviews were like, this is like the worst movie ever. Don't watch this. And they talked about how bad the CGI was and stuff. And like, they didn't have sets and it was all like CGI backgrounds. And I was like, oh, that sounds awful. And I was like, maybe I will hold off watching it. Anyway, the other day, I was like, sometimes when I'm working, I just put a movie on in the background, and I put this movie on, and I had to stop it because I actually wanted to watch it properly. It's for Jackie Chan movies.
The John Cena one?
Yeah, the John Cena one.
Okay.
For Jackie, so Hidden Strike with John Cena and Jackie Chan. For Jackie Chan movies, it's not at the top, that's for sure, but it's definitely not at the bottom. And for the actual plot and stuff, it's pretty decent action movie plot. A lot of the action scenes are actually really good. Overall, actually a very fun movie. And they talked about like the CGI and stuff, and there are scenes with CGI backdrops and stuff which do look a bit ropey, but they are sets. Like there's clearly some big sets they actually made. There's like they're fighting in them and they're climbing up scenery and stuff. I'm like, there's clearly a set here. Like this is not all CGI like they were claiming on this review that I read. Actually, a couple of reviews I read sort of talk about that. Anyway, yeah. Generally, I thought it was actually a very fun movie. So I was going to say, check it out if you like Jackie Chan movies or you really like John Cena, or if you just want to watch a kind of mindless action movie that's, it's not going to blow your mind or anything, but it's pretty good fun.
Sure.
Yeah. And also it's unusual for Jackie Chan because you don't really see any much violence in it. Like it's not like graphic detail, but it does appear that he does kill people in this, which is actually very unusual for Jackie Chan movies. He uses guns and stuff in this a few times. And I believe he's killed people. There's definitely a bit where people would have died. Like there's a big explosion, like the truck basically blows up. It's like those people must be dead on that truck, which is, as I say, very unusual for Jackie Chan movies. There's only a handful I know that he actually really does kill people in them because he normally doesn't kill in his movies. So yeah, anyway, check it out. Maybe.
Nice. When did that John Cena one come out?
So I'm sure it was only a couple of years ago. I'm going to have to Google it now.
I mean, John Cena's in frickin' everything right now. He's like trying to be the next Sam Jackson or something. I don't know.
2023. So yeah, 2 years ago.
Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. And I've definitely not heard of, I mean, that doesn't mean anything that I've not heard of Hidden Strike, I did find the Johnny Knoxville one. It's called Skip Trace,
That's the one. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've been watching the trailer as you've been talking, and I mean, it looks like every other Jackie Chan movie. They were in England or something, and then on a train, and there's an explosion, and now they're in the desert, being buddies but hating each other.
No,
So,
they're not. They're not in England. I think they're in. Oh God, where is it?
Oh, I saw an English
Macau?
license plate, so that's all I assumed.
Oh, there's a
Like
guy who
for a hot second.
sells sec.
Oops.
Well, I don't remember them being in England.
I don't know.
I know there's a guy at the bit where this guy sells really dodgy old second-hand vehicles, and maybe one of them's got an English
Maybe
license
that was
plate
why.
or something,
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, that movie's fine. There's nothing amazing about it. It's got bits which are actually genuinely quite good, and then it's got really bad bits. And it's like, oh, okay, just yeah. So yeah, but yeah, Hidden Strike, surprisingly, I thought pretty decent. Some really good action scenes,
Right.
decent storyline. Anyway, enough said about that. The other thing I saw,
Maybe I was going to say maybe that's a rare time when Jackie Chan had a partner that's like known for fighting outside of the movies. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think actually.
Because everybody like he's almost always paired with a comedian.
Yeah, in
those
like
things.
Western movies, yeah, because in a lot of his actual, Hong Kong movies, he was actually paired up quite often with other martial artists in some of his movies, like Sammo Hung and Yun Biao.
Gotcha.
They were known as the Three Dragons at one point because they did quite a few movies together.
Okay.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Yep. You know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna stop this conversation right now because you're not gonna stop anytime soon. It's Jackie Chan. Nothing against you, Graham, but you know that. I'm probably
This
helping
is
us both
the
out
Jackie
here.
Chan episode that we're doing. Yes.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, he was in Alien Colonial Marines, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw another movie. I actually went to the cinema. Do you actually, random question, do you call it the cinema in America?
We just say we're going to the movies.
So if I said cinema, that makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, we just say going to the movies or like, do you want to go see whatever? Or we'll say like, what's playing. The place near us is called the Phoenix Theater. So we'll just say, do you feel like checking out what's playing at the Phoenix or whatever? You know?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I've seen on social media a lot of people just saying theater for like movies. And in the UK, theater's more plays and I guess musicals and stuff, live performances.
Going to the theater.
Cool. I didn't know if I was saying something weird when I say cinema. But anyway, I went to see a movie film the other day at the Picture House Cinema.
Yeah, saw one of them. They're motion pictures.
It was a talkie. This one, it was great. Anyway, I saw the new Naked Gun movie, and
sure, yeah.
Are you a fan of the old Naked Gun movies at all, or?
I've never seen a single one, but people kept sharing clips, and it is humor that I appreciate because it never acknowledges itself. And I feel like humor now is over the top, like, oh, well, that happened, and it's like, golly, just write something, just try. But yeah, so I don't know that I'll seek this one out, but I am well aware that it exists.
So yeah, for those who don't know, basically they made a new Naked Gun movie. It's now starring Liam Neeson because my brain is just rubbish at the moment. What's the name of them? Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen, who the original actor was in it. He passed away a few years ago now, unfortunately. But anyway, that
was one of the rumors that like they picked him because his name sounds so similar to his. Liam Neeson, Leslie Nielsen. I don't know. Take that as you will.
But yeah, basically, it's not a reboot because it actually mentions the original actors and stuff in it. There's actually quite a funny scene about that. I won't ruin it, but yeah.
Okay.
But it's basically a sequel or like a continuation. No, it's not exactly a continuation, but it's like a sequel, like 20 years afterwards. And if you like the original Naked Gun movies, watch it. Basically, it's the kind of comedy that's kind of irreverent. I never know how to pronounce that word.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit wacky at times, a bit dry. As you say, like it doesn't. When they tell a joke, they don't acknowledge it's a joke. It's just kind of like because they play it quite deadpan, but there's a joke there basically, and sometimes it's a bit silly and stuff, but it's kind of very childish boy humor, I want to say. But yeah, I enjoy it, if that makes sense. Like Kate refused to see it. Basically, she saw the trailer, was like, "I am not seeing that." She's almost like, "You're not seeing that because it's terrible. I think less of you because of it."
Relax, Kate. Yeah, okay. Then you should have followed it up with like putting on a trailer for one of the Scary Movies that's literally called Scary Movie because it is the opposite comedy. I will never watch one of those.
Oh wow, Okay, I think the first one of that's fine. The other ones I've watched, I was like,
It
these
probably
are
is. I mean,
yeah,
like
the first one's
I wouldn't like leave someone's house if they're like, we're putting scary movie on, but I would just be like, all right, I'm gonna, yeah, okay.
but yeah,
But
but yeah, no,
well, what type of comedy does she enjoy that she wouldn't watch that? Because I feel like that's the literal least offensive kind out there right now.
uh, well, actually, I'd say the Naked Gun movies sometimes they can be a bit risque. Some of their jokes, I don't know. Like this one has actually got a couple of jokes which may be pushing the boundary.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean,
Like she wouldn't go near a oh my gosh, I forgot his name now. Who did Spaceballs?
oh, Mel Brooks.
Uh, yeah, like she wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, none of those have aged well. None of his movies have aged well.
Oh,
Most
Spaceballs
of
is
them are problematic.
brilliant. Oh, in
Yeah, I
terms
know
of
Spaceballs is great, but there's bound to be at least one joke per his films that has not aged well.
yeah, fair enough.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I
like Mel,
think she had seen like Men in Tights and she enjoyed that. But
okay,
yeah, I can't really.
yeah, yeah.
She likes.
Anyway, sorry,
Anyway, sorry. It's fine. Let's
my
move on.
bad.
She does like
Yeah,
comedy, but I guess this is not her comedy. But yeah, so I'm not going to talk much more about the movie. Just to literally say, if you like the old Naked Gun movies, or just check it out. It's very good.
I just think it's great. Can I say one thing about it
Yeah,
real quick?
yeah,
I just think it's amazing that a comedy movie made it into theaters that people want to see. Like
yeah,
that's a genre. Unless you are an overly budgeted action film, people don't go to see your movie. Like nobody's talking about going to the theater to see a comedy. You know what I mean?
right.
Like the last time that happened, the last time I feel like people were genuinely excited to go see a comedy was maybe like early 2000s with like
Yeah.
American Pie or
I was literally
something.
about to say American Pie. I remember those being like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe The Hangover 2 or something, because The Hangover
Yeah,
1 was
that's true. That
surprisingly
was the last
good.
one.
And then
Yeah,
Hangover 2,
that
everyone was like,
was
let's go and see that. And it turned out to be not as good.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense. But I'm just excited that like
yeah.
there are comedies
Oh,
that
yeah,
people want to
definitely.
see in a theater now because I feel like otherwise you're either going to see the giant budget Marvel film or giant budget superhero film or a horror film maybe or like some sort of crazy remake like
Yeah,
brand recognition. So
yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, this is, yeah. Yeah, I would happily watch this movie again. I may not bother going to the cinema again, but
sure.
I mean, if someone actually said, "Hey, do you want to go and see Naked Gun again?" I'd be like, "Sure, why not? Let's go." Yeah, I will say towards the end of the movie, the jokes get slightly less, and it gets a bit too ridiculous in the storyline.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually, I'd maybe. Oh no, I was going to say I might mention something to do with the storyline. I don't know if it'll ruin it. It's very
I
similar.
think it's a little too early to do spoilers
Okay, it's not really a
unless you want
spoiler.
to blank it
No,
out on the screen or
no,
timestamp or
it's fine.
something.
There we go. Anyway, Naked Gun, check it out.
All right. Besides the Naked Gun,
So I've been playing a game for this episode, which we'll get into later. I've also played another game, which I'm going to mention in the news. And also just a little housekeeping. I'm planning on releasing possibly a mini review of Gladmort, which is the Dreamcast game, which I've mentioned a couple of times. Oh, I'm in the small screen still. I am not doing very good here. Huh.
oopsie
Yeah,
doopsie.
Gladmort, yes. So I'm hoping to put out a little mini review of that in the next week or two, basically. So yeah, that's it, Scotty. That's all.
All right.
Right, let's do it. Let's carry on. So let's move on with the Sega Shuffle. And as always, we are doing our Sega Shuffle game, which if you don't know about it, every episode I challenge Scotty's Sega knowledge with a list of randomly generated Sega themed names and words. And there's a bit of a challenge for me because I have to try and explain it, and I do terribly explain them every single week. But I would have to explain it without giving away the name of the thing. And Scotty has 1 minute to try and guess it. So, Scotty, how are you feeling this week? I think last week you actually got.
I'm here. I don't remember any of
maybe.
them, but yep, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Got to get my timer ready. Okay, right, timer's going to be ready. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Cool. Okay, it's an arcade game. You're in a cockpit. It's a flight
Afterburner.
simulator. Yes. and you are... Oh, it's a shooter starring Opa on the original...
Fantasy Zone.
Yes. And basically the main character of Jet Set Radio.
Beat.
Yes. The guy who created Hang On, Virtual Fighter, Shenmue, the main credit...
Yu Suzuki.
Yes. And the guy who created Daytona USA and started the Yakuza franchise, or steered the Yakuza... Okay, moving on.
Nope.
Sega's child-friendly console.
Child-friendly? Oh, the Pico.
Yes. The card that you put into a Dreamcast controller.
The card VMU.
Yes. And time's up. Oof. Okay. You did pretty well.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So you
felt pretty good. I'm pretty bad with
2.
names, though. I don't know the name of the Daytona creator. Taka.
You got 6. This is good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Best I've done.
Nice.
Um.
Yeah, the guy who created Daytona and also started doing the Yakuza series was Toshihiro Nagoshi.
Yeah. I know. I just looked him up. I know his face. Like I've seen. He's still at Sega now.
Yeah.
Didn't know he made that though. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if he actually created it, but he was like the main guy behind the Yakuza series. So
I mean, the credits in any earlier stuff are so poorly kept, like so poorly archived with Japanese games.
Yeah,
because that was like taboo to actually credit them at one point or something crazy. I think I forget exactly.
I think that is that a high score? 6. That's yeah. Nice. Excellent.
Was there another one I missed, or what was the last one? I forget already.
No, you got that one. The time ran out. The VMU.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
There we go. Nice.
Nothing. It was nothing.
Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah.
And with that, let's move on to the community news. Cool. Awesome. Right. We're going to kick off the community news with what we've done for most weeks recently, which is Mario Kart. Good news, everybody. Mario Kart 64 is actually finally here for the Dreamcast. So yeah, if you haven't been keeping up, a homebrew indie developer called J.N. Martin, he has been basically he's worked on a few ports now. He's worked on Doom 64, he worked on Wipeout, and then he's been doing Mario Kart for the last few months now, and it's been going on leaps and bounds, and it's now got a release. And yeah, it's available. I actually put up a sort of gameplay, long play of the 50cc stuff, and it works. It's there. It's a thing, and
on our YouTube channel, to clarify.
It's on our YouTube channel. So check it out if you want to just see the gameplay in action. I've actually also been recording the 100cc playthrough and also the 150cc playthrough. And I'll tell you what, so 50cc, a breeze, easily done. 100cc, a bit of a challenge. 150cc, I now remember why I prefer Diddy Kong Racing on the N64 over Mario Kart.
Okay, why is that?
Because Mario Kart 64 cheats. There's no other way to talk about it. Basically, they I'm just going to skip to Rainbow Road because I love that level. Anyway, basically, it's stupid. All the characters technically have different speeds and stuff, but it means nothing. Like Bowser's meant to be the fastest racer once he gets up to speed, but you can be going on straight, and like every other character's 2 or 3 characters will always be up your ass, basically. And when you get speed boosts do nothing except for shake the screen. I worked out if you've got a character near you in the screen and you do a speed boost, they sort of, the screen sort of shakes. They're kind of in the screen, then they go out of the screen for like maybe 1 second, and then they're right back behind you. It's like the speed boost did nothing, literally nothing. It's really frustrating. And basically, so it's like no matter how good you are at driving in the 150cc, even the 100cc, they sort of cheat. It's just really frustrating.
Okay, so the rubber banding is what you hate then.
Yeah, basically, which it's just annoying. like I get the idea of like helping like people who maybe not be doing very well, like who are in like last place and stuff, give them a little bit of a speed boost. Because if you fall to last place, you do go really fast. You start overtaking loads of people. But on 150cc, if there's one or two characters who are just far ahead, it's really hard to catch up to them. Like one of them, they were like basically half a lap ahead of everybody. I'm like, how did you get so far ahead? That's ridiculous. Yeah. So, but Diddy Kong Racing
it still sucks on the Dreamcast.
Yeah. But no, if you really like the Mario Kart games, or you really like Mario Kart 64, this is a really fun way to play it. I've been enjoying it. Arguably, it does well from what I've read and what people have been saying. I don't really know about frame rates and stuff that well, but I've been hearing that this holds a better frame rate than the Dreamcast and it's higher quality resolution and stuff. So, yeah.
Four-player work?
So I haven't actually properly played the 4-player because I don't have 4 people to play with, but I did play the 2-player briefly, and that was
I mean, you got controllers. You could still plug it in and just see
true, actually.
if it runs.
I didn't bother to do that, and I have way too many Dreamcast controllers, so I should be able to easily find.
Yeah, I've got almost as many controllers. I have almost as many controllers as I have VMUs now. It's bad.
Oh yeah. I think I put a picture up on social media a few years ago, and I had like 20 odd controllers. It was ridiculous, all just for Dreamcast.
I've always also preferred Diddy Kong, but that could be because I'm a sucker for a hub world when they're not needed.
Yeah, so I think the hub world made Diddy Kong even better, but I think overall just Diddy's better music. I think the gameplay is a bit better, but still, I've had a lot of fun playing this, and check it out. I'll put a link in for the GitHub. Annoyingly, it's quite hard to pull this together. To me, like 3 days to get this working because I don't really understand all the GitHub stuff. But yeah, anyway. So that's it. Yeah, that is that. So Scotty,
it exists.
Yeah, I'll let you take the next bit of news.
Yeah, so this is a new Sega Master System game being made, it's in the making, called Razing Core. Yeah. It's another shmup. So if you're a fan of R-Type or things like that, I was going to say Galaga. That's not the same thing at all. But this is made by Bad Computer. We're looking at, is this a trailer or is this the Sega guys thing?
This is the trailer. I can show you the Sega guys.
But the Sega guys video, Dan the Mega Driver goes into detail on how it feels. It has a bullet absorption type thing like Ikaruga does. Which I couldn't quite grasp that in the video, because I thought that was just a shield that was around the little ship that you're piloting. But it's from, top to bottom. So it's a up and down kind of angle, not left to right, up and down. And you're in space and it's very vibrant, made for the Master System. And there's the trailer out now, but you can also download the demo. This is by the same people who made Frontier Force, which Graham bought, and stars Miles something or other
if you remember this guy
pointed out. Yeah, what is that dude's name? I'll find it when it doesn't matter.
So Frontier Force, if you remember, is like a basically, it wasn't a scrolling shooter, but it's a shooter.
Niles
Nemo. Static at the bottom, but Niles Nemo, that's the guy. But this is
that one's more like Space Invaders.
Yeah, that was more like Space Invaders, whereas this is a proper scrolling shooter. And it looks good. It looks very impressive, very colorful.
Razing Core, very colorful. A lot of space is just black, or they'll maybe cop out for a game like that, but not for this. It's got a lot of environment to it that looks pretty neat, pretty colorful.
Yeah.
I think it's only one player also, not only, but I think it is one player. And I'm not sure how far along. This is the beta that we're looking at, but it still looks pretty good for an early build.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys. You can get the demo on his
alpha demo. My bad.
itch.io website if you want to check it out. Pretty exciting. Cool.
Pretty neat.
And the next bit of news. So
going back to the ports. So again, J.N. Martin, he's working his magic.
Week ago.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago. Well, yeah, a few weeks ago. Basically, Star Fox. He's now working on Star Fox. And the development of this has come on leaps and bounds. This is the Sega Guru video. It's sort of showing, this is actually showing the footage from a few weeks ago where there's a lot of glitchy graphics and stuff. And now he's actually recorded it. It's actually got audio working. So I'll just bring up some audio. It's a bit fuzzy, the audio, but it's there. It seems to be working. And apparently a lot of the graphical glitches have gone. Let's just move on a tiny bit more. Oh yeah, you can now see the cockpits. Before you couldn't see the cockpits properly. Okay, so yeah,
Father help me like that too, Star Fox.
So the whole first level is actually playable and stuff now, and there's still some glitchy graphics, but it's a lot better than it was before.
Yeah, the water looks like it's going a little nuts.
Let's go to the city area. We're flying through. Yeah. Yeah, there's still some frame rate drops and stuff, but it's coming along. And what he did with Mario Kart 64, hopefully, in a few short weeks or months, this could be finished, maybe. Hopefully. We'll find out. But just briefly, Scotty, were you a fan of Star Fox back in the day?
Yeah, I was. My friend had the Rumble Pack. I mean, I think it only came with a Rumble Pack when it released or something.
Yeah, there's a big box.
We did play a lot of it, though.
I've actually, you can't really see it. It's on the top of my shelf. I've actually got the big box with the Rumble Pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember renting this and then playing a lot of it, and multiplayer and stuff was a big deal. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the Nintendo's Panzer Dragoon, if you will.
Basically, yeah. I think that's why I loved it so much. Yeah, so I'm really excited to play this. More so than Mario Kart even, but yeah. Cool.
I believe it.
And Scotty, let's go on to the next bit of news. So,
boy howdy. Something you didn't think you'd hear in 2025, or maybe you did, but the LaserDisc emulation for Sega games has popped off. Time Extension talks about it, and it's pretty crazy. Someone tell them to capitalize Sega in their title, but hey, that's okay. So there was the Pioneer LaserActive, or LaserDisc, Pioneer LaserDisc console. I can't remember what it is. We're looking at a picture of it right now. Yeah. I wanted this thing because I found one on eBay forever ago and was like, this is the dumbest and best thing that I don't need. It is a LaserDisc player, and it has also on the bottom left front of it a slot where you can put in a floppy disk drive or switch that out for a Genesis and Mega Drive drive with controller ports. And it also has a disk drive to play Sega CD games. Why? I don't know. It makes as much sense as anything else released around that time.
Man. Yeah. This is
Graham did not know this existed until now, I think, or something.
Yeah, I like LaserDiscs. I knew about LaserDiscs. I knew about them as movies. For some reason, I didn't think there were games on it, but then someone told me about, I think one of the Zelda games came out on LaserDisc or something.
That was on the Philips CDI.
Oh, okay. There's something.
There might be a Zelda LaserDisc game. I don't know.
Someone did tell me about a game that I vaguely remember being a LaserDisc game. Like, okay, but I had no idea Sega got involved in this at all. There's a video actually from Video Game Esoterica, and they've actually got some footage from the emulator. Do you want to talk about this at all?
I mean, I don't know that it warrants a video, to be honest, because he just shows the gameplay a lot. But I will forewarn people: the YouTuber Esoterica, his cadence is not for everybody, so buckle up, I guess. But the games are so interesting. The one that he shows, shows a space shooting one where essentially the background is a video and it's sort of CG, but kind of just some sort of moving picture. But you have your HUD at the bottom that you're shooting bullets from, and you have a crosshair, and you have the score on there as well, like high score, 1-up, whatever. That looks like a video game, but it looks like you're kind of playing into a movie. And the other one, if you push it further ahead to the racing game, that looks even more jarring, but it is a better example of how this type of format worked, because that literally looks like you have a car in front of your movie that you're watching. Like it's on a racetrack, but until you hit the sides of it, you wouldn't know that they're like one and the same. There's a crazy dragon in the background. His name's Draground. And it's just you're like going through a castle. It almost looks like a much slower version of F-Zero with a tinier track, but it does look like, again, like the car you're playing as looks like a video game, but the background looks like an old Windows screensaver or something is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, it's like pre-rendered 3D graphics, basically. in a
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
And yeah.
And how many LaserDisc Sega? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
How many Sega LaserDisc games were there? You ask. That's right. There were 6. There was Albegus, Astron Belt, Cobra Command, Galaxy Ranger, GP World, and Time Traveler. But now you can play them all for the low price of Emulation.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
insane that someone spent time on this, but also makes total sense.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, the one thing on the video they're actually saying, which I found quite interesting, is that the emulation of this has always been very tricky because the way to emulate it,
sure.
it's not like grabbing a file off like a cartridge or a CD. People are actually having to rebuild the games almost. Basically, the way he described it was like if you have like 1,000 different movies, all with glitches in them, essentially, you take all 1,000 of them and you try and make sure you put piece together without all the glitches. So right now on the emulator, you sometimes do see some flickers and stuff in the background. You said that's not technically the emulator; it's the game because it hasn't been perfectly fixed yet. So that was pretty interesting, I thought. But yeah, this is a strange thing, I guess, but it's kind of cool. Yeah,
I'm glad it exists.
Yeah, I'm glad it exists. Yeah, because it's flickering now on the screen. They said that's to do with the game hasn't been fully pieced together. And I've just remembered the game.
Yeah.
The game that I know was on LaserDisc, and it's Dragon's Lair.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. That's the famous game that I think was famous on LaserDisc because people were like, "What? You can play Dragon's Lair at home? Whoa, this is crazy!"
QTEs before we knew what to call them.
Yeah.
Flashing lights warning for the YouTube video that will link for this by Esoterica.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's crazy and neat, and just that scene continues to impress.
Yeah. That's
preservation, people. Game
nice.
Preservation.
Cool. And with that, Scotty, let's move on to our That's right. We're now on to our feature topic this week, which is Aliens Colonial Marines. Scotty, do you want to kick this one off?
Look at that game, guys.
Ooh.
All right. So we wanted to originally play the game to coincide with the release of the TV show Alien Earth that I mentioned in what we've been going on, what we've been up to section. Again, Alien Earth released on Hulu, FX, and Disney Plus. But we realized the game's a little bigger than we anticipated, at least for our schedules that would allow. As usual, we had technical difficulties trying to play it. We tried to stream it and tried some stuff with Twitch. Thank you to the patience of the people that were watching us, because it was a crap show at the beginning of it. What a shock. And that is entirely Twitch's fault. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to skate around it. Just don't use their new knock feature. It doesn't work that great.
It was weird. Not very good.
Yeah. So that in mind, though, we played a little bit of the. Oh, I meant to have this open. Sorry. I have the strategy guide next to me too. We played a little bit of the campaign in co-op. There are 11 missions. We played up to mission number 4, like the start of it. So we barely scratched the surface and thought, well, we could have probably done it in a couple more playthrough or a couple more sessions. That in mind, what we wanted to do was talk about the drama and the anticipation of Aliens Colonial Marines, and thought we'll give our first impressions on the game, but also how we might remember it from back when we first played it. And then that's going to be part 1. So overall, we're splitting this up into 2 parts. First impressions, drama of the development, and our old first impressions, if anything. And then the second part is going to be the next episode, our final thoughts on the game. How's it aged? Has it held up? Is it worth going back to? Was all that drama worth it? Can you get past it? Things like that. So that in mind, let's lay out the drama 2013 style, baby. Yeah.
Oh.
Also, full disclosure, I was with the website sega-addicts.com at the time of this release. I believe, Graham, you were with Sega Nerds, right?
Oh, what was this? 2013.
Was that in your downtime?
This might have been in the in-between period. I think this is around the time Sega Nerds originally went down. and then came back a few years
Okay.
later. So yeah, because I did not get this game from Sega. I remember that.
Okay.
So
I sure
I,
didn't.
because when Sega Nerds was at its peak, basically I was getting all my Sega games from Sega. So I didn't get this one from
Wow.
Sega.
Must have been nice. I had to pre-order this bad boy. Put me up on big screen real
Yeah,
quick.
I was hooked up quite well at Sega, well, Sega Europe at least. But yeah, so look at. Oh, actually, sorry.
This
I need
is
to put that on the big screen. Sorry,
put me on the big
Scotty.
one.
There we go.
So this is the collector's edition of Aliens
Oh, look
Colonial
at
Marines
that.
on 360. Um, I'll try to get the power loader out. Oh, the plastic's falling down the wrong way. Let's pull that thing off.
So yeah, it's a
It's
big
just a bunch of ants
square box with a
looking at it.
plastic wrap around it with
Xenomorph.
some cool xenomorphs and stuff on it.
Yeah, within there
And
is the power loader holding up a Xeno. That's I debated getting this ready beforehand, and this is what happens that I did not. Let me see if I can just get the statue out though. This is a absurd thing. There you go.
that's pretty
So
cool.
it's a power loader holding the xenomorph. It looks pretty cool. And it says Alien Colonial Marines on the bottom. Looks a lot better than this little guy. Oh, perfect. Just that's all I do here. I break things. I have my cool xenomorph that grabs things,
Oh,
and you got your hooky jobs for the power loader, and oh, he's got him. Blah, he's dead now. All right, that was supposed to happen. So, you know, needless to say, I'm a fan of the alien stuff, and that's what we wanted to get to here. Is
mm-hmm.
talk about a little bit of like why we're excited for this and all that good stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, but we got to go back a little bit. This game did eventually release February 12th worldwide, 2013, on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows PC.
Mm-hmm.
A Wii U version was planned. That did not happen, but it was published by Sega and developed by Gearbox and also Demiurge Studios, Nerve Software, and TimeGate Studios.
Yep.
Um, Boy howdy, where do we begin? Where do we begin? First things first, Sega announced way too early that they acquired the Aliens license. They
Mm-hmm.
were so excited about it, and they said, "Guys, we've got it, and we're going to make two games. Apparently, a shooter and an RPG." RPG never happened, folks. And also, it's in a time of like, should we nix the RPG or the shooter when Call of Duty is the current hotness? Obviously, RPG was just tossed out in the garbage. There was drama around this. It was 6 years in development.
Mm-hmm.
Gearbox Software was the lead developer, and but then at one point, Sega was like, "Nope, we don't want you to work on this." So they took it away from Gearbox. But then Borderlands came out, and everybody wanted to be like Borderlands or have Borderlands. They love Borderlands. I missed the Borderlands bandwagon because I was playing Fallout 3 personally. Did you ever play Borderlands, Graham, or were you ever into
I
those?
bought Borderlands. I played it briefly and thought this is a terrible game. I don't
Uh-oh.
understand why. I don't understand why everyone loved it. It was not a fun
Hot
game.
takes, everybody. Hot
Yeah,
takes left and right
it
here.
was kind of like an MMO without really the massive multiplayer aspect, I guess, because that's all I can remember from it. I played with some friends and we had fun for like a few hours, and then towards the end we're like, we're basically just doing fetch quests. It's not that fun. Like there was nothing really driving me to want to keep playing it. So yeah,
Okay.
I just didn't, and I never got into the other games. But I feel like, was it Tales from Borderlands or something? And apparently he's really good. And is that the one it's
That's
called?
the Telltale one.
Yeah, which apparently is really
Choose
good.
your own adventure kind of deal.
Yeah,
Dealio like Walking Dead and
I'd
Wolf
like to
Among
play
Us.
that maybe, but yeah, no real interest
Okay.
in the others because the first one I just didn't enjoy.
Okay.
Sorry, people.
Well, Gearbox made it, and everybody loved it, and I personally never cared for it. So we are the 2%, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently so.
But they put all their eggs into that basket at the time, and then Sega was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! We want the team that made Borderlands. We're going to give Aliens back to you guys. Why don't you make that?" And Sega thought they were. Gearbox said they were. And found out that Gearbox was not really putting the money into Aliens. And somewhere within that time, they also acquired the Duke Nukem Forever license, or the Duke Nukem license, which was another series I really love, and another game. We all know what happened with Duke Nukem Forever. So between Alien Colonial Marines and Duke Nukem Forever, boy, Gearbox was at the top of my shit list for a while. Randy Pitchford specifically. I mean, I didn't send him death threats like everybody else did, but he was the hype man that Gearbox needed, and at the same time, probably should have not had. So anyway, there were pre-launch delays and embargo situations. Originally slated for 2012, Colonial Marines did not make the date several times. And reviewers, bound by a strict embargo, we have here forcing previews, early impressions. There was a lot of in-engine demos that got out rather than actual final retail build. But Randy Pitchford was saying, "This is it. This is how it looks. It's going to be great. Look at all this great game footage." This is, I'm not sure if it's the reason, but it's one of the reasons everything you see, every trailer you see, says not in-game footage at the bottom of the screen or somewhere around the edge of the
Should I
screen.
show that E3 footage they put out, or
Go for it.
I think it's the E3 one. Yeah.
But so
Actually, that's bad. See, let's go a different
you know, it's a big franchise, so Sega thought they had a gold mine, I think, and a gold mine. But it did end up selling overall pretty well enough that it kind of paved the way for Alien Isolation, which is great. But Aliens Colonial Marines itself, there was a demo at PAX East as well. You could play the multiplayer. Or am I moving too fast, really, for what we're talking about? Excuse me, I'm getting gassy because I'm so excited about it.
You can keep going. I was thinking we could watch the E3 trailer just to see.
Yeah, so what we're watching is the E3 stuff, which looks pretty decent, and it was made on it was made using the machines I believe they were making the game with, but not on like standard commercial 360 or PS3 could handle. The PS3 version couldn't even run at one point, so I don't know. I'm not a game dev. We've pretended we were in a previous episode, but it kept getting delayed and it kept getting cool footage released, but then when people started playing it, they're like, "This is not what you guys advertised. This is not what we saw in that in-game footage that Randy Pitchford claimed was happening, and it's not just not what we thought it would be." I remember at one point the DLC. It might have been Pitchford who was like, "This is going to make Alien 3 a better movie." And it had plot involving Alien. It took place in Alien 3. They bring in Michael Beam, who played Hicks in Aliens, to do some voice acting for it, and that was interesting. But what we have here with our research also just the misallocations of Sega's development budget. So when it launched, people started alleging that Sega's funding for the game was siphoned off into Gearbox's Borderlands projects and even Duke Nukem Forever, but that doesn't show. And apparently, a Reddit poster claimed that a Gearbox tester said Gearbox didn't care about the quote. Gearbox didn't care about the game. They spent the money on Alien Colonial Marines from ACM on Borderlands games. I'm going to call Colonial Marines ACM from now on because it's too much to say. And an anonymous Sega executive went further, accusing Gearbox of embezzlement, stealing Sega funds earmarked for ACM to bankroll Borderlands 1, 2, and Duke Nukem Forever. Sega and Gearbox never publicly confirmed these claims, and no formal legal action over budget misuse is known. But marketing versus reality and false advertising ended up with a class action lawsuit. So everyone's excited for this. I do remember, I think it was, they no longer go by this name. So I'm not saying it out of disrespect, but Jim Sterling at the time was a game journalist who they go by Stephanie Sterling now. But they voiced their concerns as well, because they were a Sega fan. I don't know if they still are or not. But they also were like, yeah, this doesn't look like anything you showed before, guys. But at trade shows, Randy Pitchford was describing it as actual gameplay. He ran with that, but they actually ran on top tier hardware. They kept talking about advanced AI and all that good stuff. But we have articles here that's literally, did aliens, Colonial Marines screenshot lie to you? It's an in-depth comparison that IGN did. There's another one on PlayStation Lifestyle where the reveal versus reality side-by-side breakdown revealing the footage shown at E3 and PAX versus final ship product. It's very obviously not the same game that people got to play. But it was kind of nuts at PAX in 2012. I guess it would have been no, it would have been 2012. This came out in 2013 February. So if you want to go to my interview, I did an interview with Matt Powers, who was the senior. Oh shoot! Oh, not that one. That's horrible looking.
Oh,
the actual interview. That's the hands-on. Senior producer Matt Powers. So we're going to show the beginning of this. I had the opportunity to go to PAX East, not on behalf of Sega X. I was just there, but I work for Sega X. So I did actually get a media badge. So I'm sorry, I'm going to correct myself. But pause it right there. There's the power loader holding up the Xeno, just like the collector's edition eventually had. But it was just an awesome statue. I wanted us to show this video, not to show off my interview, because that was rough. I'll explain that in a second. But there was just a line around this giant booth that was, walled off, had a roof on it and everything, so that people couldn't see the gameplay of the multiplayer anyway. They were showing like the trailer bits and stuff, but what it was a power loader holding up a Xeno, and I don't think they let you at PAX, but at E3 they would let you take a picture within it, like you would sit up in the power loader and stuff. But they just had this giant booth that looks like something from the Aliens universe, and I was filming it. Please pause it or back up so that we don't see my hair. Thank you. Elegantly disheveled is what we called it. We'll link the interview because I was in a rock band. I haven't mentioned that before. My sideburns and my hair.
Beautiful thing I just saw. Oh, wow. I mean, I used to have hair, but I never had hair like that. That's amazing.
That's you get to see Scotty Mo from 2012, everybody. I'm sorry, and thank you for your patience. So, but I wanted to show this to capture like the hype around it, like the line going around the booth, everybody taking pictures of the power loader model statue thing. And then when you would go in, they saw that I had a media badge, and they actually just like put me in there. They're just like, all right, you get in front. I was like, what? Okay. Probably because my badge said Sega Addicts and stuff. So they're like, ooh, this was when it mattered that you were in games journalism and covering games. And I was doing it for a Sega fan site. So that's Matt Powers. I don't care if you show me whatever, but you would go in, there were two rooms. The first room, you watch the trailer or like some early gameplay, which is just, which is just the like very beginning of the game where you're going through the umbilical tunnel or whatever into the ship, and it like falls apart and there's explosions and stuff. And then they're like, all right, let's go play the game. And they let you play just multiplayer.
Yeah.
So you could see the different types of xenomorphs, which is cool. It's kind of like the types that you had for Left 4 Dead 2. They had like the spitter, the lurker, the I forget all names right now. But I did that, and I was playing multiplayer, and as I'm getting escorted out, they're like, all right, so now you're going to get to interview the senior developer of the game. I'm like, I am? What? So no preparation, had no idea there was an interview happening. So those questions were off the top of my head if you watch this interview. So please be kind. It's like only a 2-minute video. So I was definitely scrambling. Like I had no camera person with me because my buddy AJ wasn't there right at the second. And so whoever was like helping out with the booth was filming me interview this guy. So
that's brilliant. I love that.
That's how that went.
Man.
This was the same year I interviewed Ken Ballo, who was the Sonic community director, or Sonic, I forget what he was. He was awesome though. He was awesome and was very happy to talk to us and everything. But yeah, so that was like the excitement of it at PAX. They had this giant booth, they had this big model, they had a video, and then they had you play multiplayer for a little bit. Now you were there apparently, Graham.
Yeah.
We were in the same PAX, same year. Did you get to go to that thing at all?
Yes, I did. Yeah. So I've actually just remembered. I think I was working on a different project with Chris Powell, who we did Sega Nerds with, and we did Megavisions with. I think we were doing BitLoaders. We briefly did this other website, which is the whole point of it was we didn't do It's like all just digital games, so all download, because this is when like downloadable games started to become really popular, like just and we
Yeah.
had an idea. Let's just do a website about digital releases. It could be on mobile phone, it could be on Xbox, PC, whatever.
Mhm.
Less so PC because most games at the time were kind of there were a lot because of Steam anyway. Like most games are digital, but we were the more focusing on indie games and stuff like that, I guess.
Okay.
And it was quite a fun little website, but it never really took off in the same way that Sega Nerds did, or even Megavisions. So yeah, that kind of died a death. But yeah, so I do remember. I think I had a press pass for this as well, but I don't think they dragged me to the front. I remember sitting in a queue with a few people to play
This was
it.
when you could get a press pass by literally showing them a business card and a
Yeah.
letterhead. Boom, bam, done.
Yeah, I think I sent a
I
couple
think
of
this was the
links or
second year of
something.
PAX East, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, it was quite new, wasn't it,
Yeah.
at the time? Yeah, and was it the year that Keith Apicary got kicked out or something?
That might have been the year before.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
There's that. Do you remember Lollipop Chainsaw was previewed here or something as well? And they had that famous model Jessica Nigiri, who
that's how I learned of her.
Basically, yeah, I think that's how I learned of her because she was basically walking around almost naked and they had to make her change her costume.
That's what her cosplays are usually. But yeah, she's a cosplay model. She was Juliet. Oh, I can't remember the character's name from Lollipop Chainsaw. They had a freaking school bus in there, not a full size one, but a smaller school bus on the floor of PAX that you could play the game in. It was 2012. Keith Apicary was kicked out of PAX East.
Right. Okay.
Missed that.
And yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, we got a similar thing. We queued up. Well, we had to queue up apparently. We weren't as cool. We got to play. We got to see the video. We thought that's really cool. And then we got to play the multiplayer. And I vaguely remember the multiplayer. I can remember bits of it. I remember going into an air vent at one point and thinking this is really fun. And then yeah, the multiplayer seemed to end very quickly though. And then it's like, and off you go. And, they gave us a bandana. Basically my only bit of Aliens merch.
I wonder if I have that somewhere.
Yeah,
I know that does exist.
I've still got it somewhere. It's probably packed in a box up in the attic at the moment. But
oh man,
yeah. I was there. We were at the same time. We just didn't know each other.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. That makes sense though. And I remember seeing when I was playing multiplayer. This was when I was really into Destructoid more, and I saw Max Scoville, who was also talking to some guy and like starting to interview a guy. I was like, "Whoa, he works for Destructoid. Like he's a game journalist. I shouldn't be in this room." Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was my experience. So I wrote a hands-on thing that I'm just going to read the beginning of for sega-addicts.com. If you go to this, if we link it, we can, if you want to. I apologize, there are no pictures because when we switched over servers, a lot of photos do not display and we could not get them, and it was pretty awesome. And there's other information behind that we won't get into. But I wrote a hands-on for ACM with the senior producer, Matt Powers. And reading the beginning here, this is me from when did I publish this thing?
2012. April 15th?
Yeah, April 15th, 2012. I was incredibly worried when another Aliens game was announced years ago, and even more so when I learned that the game was going to follow closely along with the original Aliens trilogy, which has set so many standards for horror and sci-fi film. However, after getting a chance to play Aliens Colonial Marines, I can say that all my worries have been put to rest. The game is just as creepy as the first movie, but also just as action-packed as the second movie. Hit the jump to find out how LV-426 has been doing since Ripley left. So you can tell I did not play the final build. Boy.
Man.
And you can read more about that and just imagine what those pictures would look like, I guess.
We will link to you. Well, we'll link to your article, yeah. Man.
Oh man, there's a comment on it from Eye of Horus that says, I really cannot wait for this. I enjoyed the PC AVP games and was looking forward to the return of Colonial Marines versus Aliens. And I replied, yeah, it's going to be amazing. It is definitely one of the games I'm most excited for this year, if not the one I'm most excited about. Isn't that saying the same thing twice? But yeah. Oh, young Scotty of 2012. How simpler times were.
More hair than sense. More
That's
luscious,
right.
beautiful
I had a semi-successful YouTube channel that made no money and a semi-successful rock band that made barely any money. So What a time.
Ooh.
Oh, to go back. So people thought it looked cool
Mm.
and people were excited about it. But then, as we were talking about, that led to class action lawsuits.
Yeah.
Uh, Customers filed a class action lawsuit against Sega and Gearbox, alleging that alleging that promotional materials falsely represented the final product and that embargoes forced reviewers to parrot those claims until launch day, February 12th, 2013. Um, there is also the comparison of the actual PAX East demo. And what is this one here? Which one are we looking at? I didn't see what you clicked on.
This is actually the cinematic trailer that was released. So I don't think this is
Oh,
actually
that
the
we
demo.
watched at PAX, or
No, this is a different. This is like one of the trailers that I think led to the
none of the
lawsuit.
game looks like
Basically,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it like
we're
shows.
watching acid drip through slow motion Marines going through different tunnels or locking and loading.
What's
There's a
that?
light. There's the classic sound motion sensor, whatever it's called, and then the Xeno's
Xenon's
crawling
crawling. Yeah.
underneath. None of the game looks like this. None of it looks this good. Um, yeah, but so this is let's see here. Oh yeah, that's where I linked that thing. But the development breakdown and outsourcing is what we'll talk about here. It was announced first in 2006. You know,
Mm.
think about what Sega had then, Sonic 06, and I don't remember much else, honestly. But by 2009, that's when Gearbox was riding high on the success of Borderlands, and so it subcontracted most of ACM to TimeGate Studios. So it outsourced it. And TimeGate delivered an undercooked build, apparently, riddled with missing features, half realized mechanics, forcing Sega to keep pushing release dates while Gearbox focused on Borderlands sequels. TimeGate is still credited in the game, though. I do recall that.
Yeah.
Um, Even though it sounds like Gearbox kind of, in the long run, undid everything TimeGate did. But it did release eventually in February 2013, but there were some issues with it. As we mentioned, the xenomorph AI pathfinding bugs. Um, there was a typo in the code for the word tether. It should have been tether, Tether, but it was typed in Teather, tether, which is not a word. And that supposedly would messed up a lot of the code. How that was not discovered during testing, I have no idea. But yeah, repeated voice cues. They're coming out of the ceiling with no enemies appearing. An inverted Colonial Marines logo in the Sulaco Bridge. Long stretches without aliens, replaced with generic Weyland-Yutani mercenaries. Cumbersome loader suit sequence that vanished shortly after its introduction. Patches were released and they fixed this. But as I mentioned on a podcast forever ago on the Sega Addicts, I did play this game broken in co-op, and it was pretty entertaining. There were literally like xenomorphs in the ground slashing at you. Like they were halfway, like only their arms and up were outside of the ground, and they're trying to attack you. Or there'd be like a xeno in a wall or something like that. And then it got patched, and then it was just kind of boring. It wasn't a sloppy mess. It was fixed, but it was like just another corridor shooter at that point.
Yeah.
But so it did get patched shortly after its launch. And then what we've got here, just other kind of tidbits, was how Gearbox reportedly faced internal turmoil. That's hard to say. Over divided priorities between ACM and Borderlands. The previews with PAX in 2011. That drawing widespread praise, but amplifying the backlash because it just wasn't the game they promised. And we have here a post-mortem interview hinted that Gearbox felt contractually obligated to ACM while chasing the Borderlands profits, which makes sense. So it's the biggest question is, or was at the time, like, who's actually to blame here? Sega, who was watching Borderlands progression, like they were seeing the game progress, like as it was being built, or Gearbox, who was just lying to Sega about the
Mm.
funds definitely going to the ACM rather than Borderlands. And then they released Duke Nukem Forever, which also sucked on toast. So I don't know how much they could have done for that game, but Duke Nukem Forever kind of just had to be released at some point since
Yeah.
it was 16 years in development, 14 years, I forget.
Yeah, it was over a
That's a whole
decade.
other
I know that
episode.
much, but yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
it was a long time. I was also excited for that. That was another game I played at, I think, the next PAX Prime after or something. When I went to PAX Prime, my first experience with it, getting on the escalator to go down into the room, my buddy Anthony and I see from across the way, is that Duke Nukem? Is that is that a Duke Nukem Forever booth? That thing's huge. Is that Duke Nukem Forever? Is Duke Nukem Forever here? Like it was not announced; it was just there. So that's a whole other topic. If you know, you know.
Mhm.
The gaming sphere, Duke Nukem Forever. So this game, a lot was promised, and they banked on a franchise. I think it did make money. I forget how many millions, like over 1 million copies were sold, enough to allow them to make Alien Isolation. Um, and that's the drama that was Aliens Colonial Marines of 2013. 2013's Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
So Graham played it. I played it. We're going to talk about it some more.
Mm.
But if you have experience with it, if you remember all that drama around it, folks, sound off in the comments. Let us know. Sound off somewhere. Tell us what you thought about all that. How much you love Randy Pitchford. Do you remember all that stuff, Graham?
I remember a lot of stuff coming out about it afterwards, because after the game launched and it was just a buggy mess. Then like all the finger pointing came out, like because people were blaming Sega, I think, even though Sega was like, we didn't actually develop the game, we just published it.
Right.
And then like stuff came out about, oh yeah, Gearbox was actually using the money Sega gave them to make Borderlands.
Right.
And yeah, and people were, I remember some people questioning, well, some people sort of saying that makes sense because the Borderland games were actually well made. Even though I didn't enjoy
Yep.
them, I can't complain about them not being well made. They weren't buggy and they were released, intact and decent games. So why was this game not in a good state? And then it came out. Well, people started pointing out, oh yeah, it wasn't just Gearbox who made it. Gearbox got other, because apparently Gearbox got the other studios involved to say, hey, help us make this game. So they were taking Sega's money, basically giving some of it to these other smaller development studios who didn't necessarily know how to make these games, this sort of games. Because I remember there was an internal dispute about how the game should be, or something, like how it should play, or something. Oh yeah, it was meant to be. Wasn't it meant to be like a tactical squad-based game? So you could actually order. You could order your
It was a
troops
lot
to
of
do
things.
stuff. I believe you're meant to be able to order like troops to do things and stuff, and there was like a big co-op mode planned with that sort of aspect into each player could control other Marines. And then like Gearbox basically went, no, we're not going to do that, and basically told this other studio not to do that or something.
Well, the and the Wii U version, I think, was just going to have the motion tracker on the pad. I think that was the big like,
that would have been
whoa.
cool.
I mean, would it?
I mean,
using that in the
easier.
game, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It really feels shoehorned just to try to add intensity.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's just the motion tracker idea, like in the movies and stuff, makes sense, but yeah, they can sort of fire the gun at the same time. Whereas in the game, it's motion tracker or gun. And it's like, oh, for God's sake, it's like there's no point. Like, just look with your eyes. Yeah. So yeah, I remember it.
So
and
okay, yeah. You remember the drama?
I remember the drama coming out afterwards. Yeah.
And so we played it. We played it back then. I finished it back then, and I do remember thinking like, "Wow, that's it." But that was a long time ago, and I did do co-op, and I do remember I mentioned the glitches and stuff. But we tried playing it co-op, or we didn't try. We did play a co-op recently. Graham and I did. Got a little less than halfway through. Realized we did knock it down to the easier difficulty because there was a part we died like 6 times at in the first level.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It was quite funny. It's like, are we just bad at games?
Yeah, did we just forget how to play video games or something?
Like,
and
yeah,
I realized playing single player, or playing solo, I should say, I can't be as brazen as I was in co-op because solo play, you're not there to pick me down. I just die, or pick me up when I get down. I just die. That happened a bunch with the flamethrower, which sucks. the flamethrower sucks. So, but I did capture some fun footage when I was playing by myself. I decided to stream it, and if you want to bring up that video, Graham has not seen this yet.
I have not seen it. Should
it's like not even a minute.
Should I have the audio on it?
Yeah, sure. It's me. Oh, to preempt this a little bit, you do eventually encounter different types of Xenos. This is one called the Raven that starts to hunt you. He barely does. It's a sad attempt at being like the nemesis or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like 2 cutscenes where it happens that I've encountered so far. So this is where he comes to get you, and you have to weld a door shut. Go ahead and hit that button.
Oh, he's back. Raven boy. Big Raven.
Welding the door.
Video's quite quiet.
I don't know that would really stop him.
Sorry.
Oh, can I cut it open? Why would that be an option? And I can't stop this. Oh, nice.
We'll probably explain what's happening to the audio people.
Well, we'll let you watch it first.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. This is good stuff. Oh, now we can get in. What was that?
Oh my god.
That was amazing.
Okay.
Video games. They haven't fixed everything in this.
Okay, right. That's quite a good glitch.
Yeah.
So to explain to
go ahead and explain
audio listeners, there's a bit in the game where this big Xeno is like chasing you, and you have to basically run through some doors and like seal the doors, like with your
with your cutter,
which you normally use to open doors. And basically, it turns out there's an option once you seal the door that you can unseal it, which is what Scotty did, and you can't stop it.
Don't know why.
And then the door opens and the Xeno's there, and then it's just hitting against an invisible wall, basically.
Yeah, it would be the door. Still.
Yeah, and then Scotty steps out, and then the Xeno sort of starts to track him again, and then he goes through the door, and then the Xeno gets in there and just grabs him this time. So he actually walks through the invisible wall.
Which is hilarious. And I realized there's a door, there's that door, and then behind me is another door that you also have to open and weld shut.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually the Raven Xeno gets through both of those. So that's what happens is it was like banging its head. It was just completing the cutscene that it had pre-programmed to hit a bunch, and then the door opens probably, and then he goes through to the next one. And it's supposed to be intense, which whatever. And I think there's a total of like 3 doors, because there's that one, then one right behind you, and then you go down a corridor, get in some stairs, go down a corridor. I remember playing with my buddy Josh, though, when we were playing 4-player co-op, and both of us got through, and we got to the final door, and we were on that side. One guy didn't make it, and Josh was just welding the door as another player is trying to get through, and we're just like, oh, this can happen. Sorry, buddy. Whoops.
That's pretty funny.
Games. So I had to clip that. That was ridiculous.
That is pretty funny. Just to give a bit of, I guess, my original gameplay that I had with the game.
Oh, sure.
So I didn't get this on release because as I say, Sega, I wasn't getting Sega games at the time. I saw how bad the reviews were. I watched some YouTube videos on like people showing how bad and buggy the game is. I vaguely remember one where this guy, like the Xeno, was like kind of just like semi stuck in a wall, like looking around, and he was like standing right next to it, like with a gun out, and just like walking around the Xeno, and the Xeno was like trying to find someone, but it's like on the spot.
I'm sure we could.
And the guy just like
find these
shot the Xeno, basically shoots the Xeno in the head and goes, "I hate this game." And that was like the clip. It's so bad. So yeah, I didn't play the game at the time. About a year or two later, I found it for £5 at a video game store, brand new, £5. Right. Bought it because I thought £5. Even if it's the worst game in the world, I won't care. By that time, Sega had patched out a lot of the bugs.
Right.
And this was the Xbox 360 version. And I sat down and played the game, and I kind of enjoyed it. I don't think it's like the greatest game I've ever played, but it wasn't terrible. And yeah, I had fun with it. I was like, there's a fine game for £5. Well worth it, you know. But I fully admit and understand when it first launched, it was not playable, basically. Yeah. Although that's weird, that bit with you sealing the doors and stuff, I remember that being intense when I first played it. I was like,
I'm sure it was for the time, yeah.
Yeah, like I remember that being, but just watching it just then, that just seemed very, just still the door and move along.
Yeah, I'm sure my commentary doesn't help that either, though.
Yeah.
You mentioned the price. Oh, were you done? Sorry.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
You mentioned the price. So I worked at GameStop during this time, and what would happen with games that weren't selling well, or if they had a collector's edition and that was not selling well, it would get moved from new to used, and it would get valued at the price of the used version of that game. So this collector's edition, I'm only holding up the plastic now, but I I mean, I definitely pre-ordered it. I don't remember. Like games came out at $60, so maybe it was like 80. It might have been 100 or something insane. I really don't know that I could. Let me see if I can find the original price. I don't know that if that's even possible. Original price. I might go robotic for a second. Oh my god! It says it was $100. I'm an idiot. I believe it though. I believe it. So my buddy AJ is a big Xeno fan as well. When it dropped from new to used, it went to the used price. I am not joking. I am not exaggerating. Why don't you try to guess before I say it, Graham? What do you think it dropped to?
So it was $100.
$100. So typically, to also give some background, if a $60 game gets traded in, it's immediately sold for $54.99. If you have the stupid membership card, you get like 10% off, so you could get it as low as $50 instead of 60. Blah blah blah. But this one got moved from new to used after it because the collector's edition was not selling. How cheap do you think it got down to?
I'm gonna
Graham?
guess $10.
Incorrect. It was $7.99, $8. So I bought another copy and just handed it to my buddy AJ of the collector's edition.
That is brilliant.
So there you go, people. And like I was rightfully excited because A, loved the Xenos, and B, this was a time where like collector's editions weren't getting released for games I cared about. It was all the Call of Duties, all the what's the other one? I can't remember now. Battlefield, all those things, you know. So, or first party stuff I didn't care about. Yeah, you saying the price reminded me of that though. I'm not joking. It was really that cheap. So, what do you think of it now so far? Our first impressions. We'll get into those here.
Weirdly, I'm finding it more buggy now than I did when I first played on the Xbox 360.
Oh,
so just to let people know, the version we're playing right now is actually the PC version downloaded from Steam. So that's the way we've sort of been playing co-op on it and stuff. Because we both got an Xbox 360 version, but I lost mine somehow, even though I had it the other day in my hand, and it's not.
I'll email you this real quick. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you. And but yeah, before PC would be a bit easier, so that's what we're playing it on. And yeah, I've noticed a few more bugs than I did the original time, but generally, so far it's fine. It's like feels just like a standard first-person shooter, really, of the era, you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That bit that we kept dying on was weirdly difficult for some reason. I don't know why. We just kept.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't rely on the AI really at all for parts like that.
If you haven't played the game, you do get human AI companions who are meant to help you, and sometimes they do seem to shoot things plot, and they help advance the plot and stuff. They give you there's bits where there's downtime where you're not shooting anything, they're walking on talking to each other, saying marine things like hoorah and whatever. Let's get the suckers or whatever.
Hoorah to ashes.
But they weren't very helpful at all. As you say, if you get killed, well, you get killed basically. Once you lose all your life, you fall on the floor, you kind of die. You're bleeding out basically. In co-op, the other person can come and pick you up and save you basically to keep the game going. In single player, that doesn't happen. You just die basically, pretty much. They don't save you. The AI is useless basically.
They were kind of helping me when I was playing solo. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no. Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
Because I picked the campaign where we were on my 360, and that's what I was streaming on, or streaming from, or whatever. That was interesting though, and apparently I have all the DLC that we have, and so I was trying to do some of that a little bit, kind of, But yeah, the single player, it just takes too long to get to the cool parts from what
Yeah.
I feel like right now. Because when the Raven is introduced, that's a different type of Xeno. He's got like a cool mohawk thing. And I started looking that up. I forgot that I had the strategy guide. I'm very confident I got this because it just got pennied out and it was not. I didn't. I'll say this guide was very cheap. But it shows you the different type of xenomorphs that they have, and we have not encountered, or did we? We might have encountered the lurker, which had like a shinier gray skull dome.
I
But
remember the
there
standard
are
Xenos that we've encountered so far because we've mostly shot
barely, yeah,
mercenaries and a few Xenos, basically.
yeah. So there's a bunch of different kinds, or there's a couple different kinds that they added. So you can see there's like the what was the top one there? Crusher. Um, Massive xenomorph with a large shield like crest, and he like rams you. There's the boiler, the lurker, the spitter, and the raven. The raven looks the coolest. He's got some weird mohawk
Yeah,
thing,
that's
but
cool,
also
actually.
like half his skull is emerged, like the
Okay.
face. So it's a very Resident Evil 9 scenario, or was it 9? Yeah, 9 with Lady D, where she hangs you up real high. The Raven does that as well. Maybe not as sexy, some would say, but the boiler are the ones that I remembered being a real cool part, and I do
Mm,
agree because they are blind, but they explode with acid when they get near you. They just scream and run at you. But it took too long to get there. It was like 2 hours or further into the game itself before they
wow.
introduce these cool xenomorphs,
Okay,
and
yeah.
the game gets interesting. The level gets interesting, but with the Xenos and then Born again when they try to mix it up with the random troops that you're fighting that just have like those white hats or whatever.
Yeah.
The other
It's,
it's just it's just
yeah.
dumb cover fire shooter fodder dudes running around like
Yeah.
brutes.
I don't have a problem with having mercenaries in the game, but at the same time, I feel like maybe they should have been introduced later. You know, you've basically got to
Yep.
avoid the Xenos for a while, then to mix up the gameplay, fight the mercenaries, then go back to Xenos again.
Yeah.
Just before I forget it, though, one cool thing which I completely forgot about when we were doing our playthrough recently was the bit where I think we both got a bit of motion sickness from doing it, but the bit where the ship is like
Yeah.
going down and you're like running along and the corridors are like spinning almost because the
Yeah,
ship
they're
is
trying to do a gravitational shift thing because the ship's
yeah
in space, obviously, but like tilting and you're not really jumping, but you're kind of curving and the ship's curving and
yeah
and then they want you to run either up or down some stairs that
that
are
was quite confusing.
very close quarters, and I wasn't dealing with it very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did actually get. I think I did have a bit of motion sickness. So I finished playing, but that I thought that was cool though. Like you don't really see that very often in games like that. Sort of something like that happening. So yeah, I was quite impressed by that. I like little moments like that in games. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah, if it fits.
yeah, it works for that. It's like I've been played other games where ships are getting attacked and stuff, and you're just running through a ship, and maybe something explodes down a corridor or something. You're like, oh, but the whole ship actually tilting. You're like, whoa, that's that's pretty cool. But yeah,
So that's our first impressions though.
mm,
We are going to keep playing it because any game, no matter how bad, is fun in co-op. So we're
yes,
going to keep trying it. I'm very curious to see how the sneaky, stealthy
mm,
portions play out, or like the parts with the Raven, where one of us has to get through, or we have to get through a door and weld it shut. Like, what happens if someone just doesn't even bother doing that? Does he still chase the other one? Like, I kind of want to see. I want to
yeah,
test the AI
yeah,
basically
sounds
in
good.
this game. So,
Well, I'm a big spaghetti
stay
cat
tuned
in
for more.
games, so I'm gonna be the one seating the door, and you can stay on the other side of the Xeno. That sounds good.
Fine with me. We'll take one for the team.
Nice.
But I've got the strategy guide, so I'll be able to. We'll have no problem. This doesn't even have the DLC in it. Easter eggs. I guess we'll
Ooh,
mention more Easter eggs
yeah,
later, but there are some, and I was reading some of these. They're definitely not all in here. That because this was like a strategy guide's written using like the beta version of a game or whatever, because they want to get it out the same time as the game. So they do not have all the Easter eggs, like even the ones that I was talking to you about.
yeah,
Um,
okay, that's pretty
ouch,
cool.
relating to Sega and other stuff. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Do
know if
we
did you have any other thoughts on that right now though? The game, what's up?
do we want to mention that little bit of the DLC that we played? The
Sure,
other
we can.
thing. Yeah, because
That's the part that I said Randy Pitchford said would make Alien 3 a better movie.
So yeah, I guess there's another like it was
there's a bunch of DLC.
Yeah, there's a bunch of DLC with like you can get with the version you can download it on Steam and stuff. But there's one which I'd never played before, so maybe I didn't even have the DLC when I first had it on the Xbox 360. But it was, how can I explain it? It was almost basically you were playing some of the colonists, so you didn't have weapons at the start, and it was more of a stealth game. But basically, Weyland-Yutani troops, or mercenaries or whatever, have invaded the colony that you're at, and they're killing everybody. So you've got to try and sneak past them, and some aliens come out and stuff at some point. But it was kind of interesting because Scotty died very early on.
Yep.
And then basically he didn't spawn for a while. Like it took a while for him to actually spawn. I had to basically play on my own until he respawned, and then I died, and then he was playing on his own for a bit.
Yep. Seemed a little broken.
But it's quite funny where you have to like walk across. You basically have to sneak past some Weyland-Yutani troops, and you kind of go up some stairs.
Yeah, you have no weapons.
Oh, you have no weapons, and you have to go up some stairs and go across like a roof, some roof bits, basically some like walkway across the roof. And I just didn't realize there's a hole, and just went straight down and landed right in front of them. They like turned around and went, "Oh!" and started shooting me. And then Xenos jumped out at the same time, so they were shooting Xenos, and I just got killed basically. Yeah, it was not a fun. Well, it was fun. It was fun, but yeah, I was stupid.
Just a big old mess.
But yeah, I was interested.
I'm exploring the collector's edition here.
Okay, I'd like to play more of that DLC though at some point if I get a chance. So yeah. See where that goes. Maybe it does make Alien 3 better. Who knows?
Maybe. Look at that.
Ooh,
map of the ship.
Nice.
There was some cool stuff. So I don't regret getting this collector's edition. Yeah. Patches and things.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep playing it though. Oh, I'm an official Marine. Did you know that? Space Marine.
Can you please? Oh, now we've got Space Force in America. Can you just walk up and go, "Yo, I'm here for duty"?
Probably. I got to get the patch ironed on or something, but I should be good. I'll let you know how that works out.
Nice.
And kick Elon Musk square in the balls. Anyway, that's been Aliens Colonial Marines. Our first impressions. Yeah. More to come, everybody.
So I think we will play some more. Well, as we say, we're going to do another episode where we're going to talk more about this, and it's in aid of the new Aliens TV show. And is there a reason why we chose Colonial Marines?
That's the excuse we found. What?
Is there a reason why we chose Colonial Marines over the many other Sega releases that have there been over the years?
I think because it has co-op.
That's the only reason. Okay.
I don't know. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
What it was.
I thought we just wanted to punish ourselves, to be honest. So,
well, we are, and we were talking about doing games from this era, from the 7th generation of games, PS3, 360, and we're like, hey, there's an Alien show coming out, and we're like, oh, there's plenty of Alien games, and we're like, well, this one's co-op. Do you want to try playing together? And here we are.
There we go.
That's really it.
Okay.
Try to put this in without breaking it now. But that has been the main topic of Aliens Colonial Marines, our first impressions, the drama that led to the creation of the game. Tune in. Next up is going to be some questions. We're not totally done, but next episode, everybody, we're going to be talking about our final impressions on the game, because we're going to beat the co-op mode, blow it wide open. Right?
Yep. That's what's happening. So I've actually got a video playing which is showing lots of bugs in the game from like 12 years ago or something.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like
I was doing a lot of teabagging in it to help the game out, help our AI partners out. So I'm an idiot when I play video games co-op. It's a good time in my eyes anyway. Wow. So let's do it, Graham.
Okay.
Let's move on over.
Let's move on over. Sorry. I was now obsessed with that buggy mess. Cool, yeah. So we have. Well, I guess it's kind of a new section. And if anyone is a fan of the old Megavision show, Scotty Mo's Mailbag of Wonders is back, baby. Yeah, or we can call it the Sega Spirit sack of questions. We've got a name pending.
Yeah.
So yeah,
My
maybe come up with
ukulele's
a
in the
suggestion.
closet. Maybe I'll bring that out next time.
That'd be brilliant. That was the best thing ever. Anyway, so yeah,
So we could.
Scotty,
How about you read the first one since I just did a lot of talking,
that sounds good.
and these come from Nick Flair. Woo! On
Ooh.
Blue Sky. So we are on Blue Sky. I think we're on Instagram, and you could even leave questions in our YouTube comments as well. But Nick asked these on Blue Sky once he realized we take questions. This is he's back on his bullshit, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
and he knows it. So I'll read his intro, and then I'll let you read the
Okay.
first question, Graham. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Nick Flair says, "I hope you're ready for my signature move: flooding an account with stupid questions."
Yes, the first
Go
one
ahead.
is we've seen the Sonic and Friends cross with DC, but with only mainline folks. What DC heroes would cross over with the Chaotix? Ooh.
Yeah, so there's a mini series that came out which is DC Cross Sonic, the IDW Sonic characters. Shoot. I have the first two issues and the last issue, and I think it's like unfortunately Amy Rose is Wonder Woman and she dresses up like Wonder Woman. Shadow and Batman are buddies, so Shadow eventually looks like Batman. Or like wears I missed the issue of why they're in each other's uniforms at some point or in their uniforms. Sonic is of course partnered up with the Flash. Knuckles is partnered up with Superman, and Tails is partnered up with Cyborg, and then oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. Silver is partnered up with the Green Lantern. There he is.
There you go.
Graham's showing them now, so they've got their designs and stuff. Signatured designs with the characters. So the Chaotix, if he means modern Chaotix, that's just Vector, Charmy, and Espio. If he means old school Chaotix, that means Knuckles, Mighty the Armadillo, maybe even Ray the Flying Squirrel, and then Vector, Espio, Charmy. Hey, maybe even Heavy and Bomb. I don't know. So I don't know a lot of DC characters. I'm more of a Marvel guy. But yeah, so do you have any input on that, Graham?
Well, firstly, I didn't even know this was a thing, so that's how out of touch I am with proper Sega news rather than the Sega
It's pretty
community
easy
stuff.
to be out of touch with the comic world, believe me. There's always so much going on.
So yeah, I must admit, I'm not as big as into DC as Marvel. It's weird. Batman's probably one of my favorite superheroes, but
Mhm.
yeah, like over the whole DC universe, I only know of a handful of their characters.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to think of who is in the Chaotix. We've as you say, we've got Vector, Espio, and Charmy. They're the main ones right now, but there's others, aren't there?
Yep.
That you mentioned. So
Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Chameleon, Purple Chameleon, and Charmy Bee. And so, no, you're getting into Sonic Heroes territory there.
Yeah, okay.
I could solve this problem quickly. Teen Titans.
Oh, Teen Titans. Should I bring them up?
So, but who would be partnered with who? So that's like Robin of Batman fame. And well, Cyborg they already did, but is that Robin, Beast Boy, Raven, another Raven in the show now. What did I say? Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Raven, and Starfire? I can't read the screen because it's garbage.
Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, Raven, Beast Boy, Terra?
She's later on, I think. It's literally only because of the few episodes I've seen that I know any of this. So who would be matched up with who? That's, oh boy. That's a lot of characters.
Yeah, that's a lot of characters.
There are too many comic characters. Let's get rid of some. Again. So who would Vector be matched up with? He is the leader, but Superman is the leader of the Justice League, and he was not matched up with Sonic. He was matched up with Knuckles, purely because Sonic was matched up with the Flash, which people would riot if he was not. So who's Beast Boy? Beast Boy and Vector, they're both strong and green, I guess. Robin, I would see Raven and Espio hanging out because they seem like they're the goths. And but Beast Boy is also kind of childish, so maybe he'd be matched up with Charmy.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine Charmy being Robin for some reason.
Maybe. Boy Wonder, Charmy B is a boy. I don't know.
Espio and Raven, I think, works.
Yeah, that's the only one that matches up in my eyes. Cyborg, I don't know. Oh, wait. Okay, if we're doing the main 5 chaotics, which is Mighty, Knuckles, Mighty, Espio, Vector, Charmy, Knuckles, then Knuckles or Mighty and Cyborg, Espio and Raven, Charmy. I still say Charmy and Beast Boy because they're both like childish. And then I say Robin and Knuckles. And then who's that leave? Starfire and Vector? That doesn't make sense. This crossover's garbage. I don't know.
I was trying to think of someone who could be Green Arrow, because that's one of the only other DC characters I really know.
That would be if we get more into IDW stuff, and I would say Green Arrow, since isn't he basically what he just has great aim? He's a great arrow shooter.
Yeah, he's basically Hawkeye of the DC world.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of.
And he's basically Batman meets Hawkeye because he's a billionaire like Bruce Wayne. But
okay. I was going to say Whisper of the IDW characters because she's a sniper essentially.
Oh, okay, cool.
But she has different weapons with Wispin things. All right, next question. Yeah. All right, we'll do 2 more. He left like 6 total. We'll save some for later. The next one here. What's a video game trend from the aughts, mid 2000s that you would bring back? Well, let's see. Not motion controls. Let's see here. Maybe I can type that in. I might go robotic here. Gaming, mid 2000s gaming trends. Hit it.
The only thing I can think of is like dance mats. Like that's the only trend I can really think of. But were there other trends at the
time? The shades of green, brown, and gray.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. So, I mean, motion controls really was it, because that was the era we were talking about here. Kind of was 360, PS3, and Wii. So I would say maybe games having decent single player modes and not tons of pay to win things like what's it called? What's it called when they announce the timeline of a game, like the expected continuation of the product that I can't think of?
Seasons?
It's expected.
Season pass.
Well, yeah, it is seasons. It is that thing. It's like releasing different seasons and junk, but they say like, damn it, what is that called?
No idea what you're talking
about. Seasons generally, blah, 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 blah. That's not it. Season pass. I can't remember what it's called. It's driving me nuts. It's going to drive me nuts. Not super important. Roadmap.
Oh, the
roadmap.
Okay. Right.
Game.
Okay.
Yep. Got it. Nailed it. Boom. Got him. Got him. So yeah, I don't know though. That era I enjoyed. That's the last like era I kept up with games newly releasing, I would say. You know, some motion control things were goofy and fun, like Super Rub-a-Duck. Super Rub-a-Dub was a PS3 game that only used the 6-axis, and you were a rubber ducky in tubs, and you had to like move the duck around and avoid mechanical sharks and get your little ducklings to a thing. Yeah, it's weird and fun and goofy. Yeah, I guess I would say that's when I feel like that was also the last time, that new IPs were releasing consistently. Between like Bayonetta and Anarchy Reigns, and I'll just keep naming Platinum games, I guess.
Vanquish.
There were some things I enjoyed the co-op mode in Resident Evil 5. They didn't need it, but I enjoyed it. So maybe decent co-op campaigns I wish they'd bring back.
I would love to bring co-op back, like more co-op.
Yeah, not just drop 100 anteaters onto an island and see what they do. Fortnite and not Bad Company. Oh my gosh, PUBG.
Warzone. Oh, the PUBG
Players,
as well. Yeah,
player something. I forget what that stands for.
yeah.
Maybe system exclusive games. I know I'm crazy saying that, but console exclusive games.
I would love that back because basically there's no point even buying a console anymore. All the games are on PC, and
that's the Microsoft way to think.
But it's like you can get more on Steam or pay over the cloud now with Game Pass. Like there's a handful of games on PS5 I want to get now, but that's it because there's no point. There's no point owning an Xbox basically.
People own a Switch and a PS5 now.
Yeah,
a Switch and a Switch and a PC.
Yeah,
what's that?
Or I say, or a Switch and an Xbox because that's what I've got. Well, I've got a PC now as well. So yeah, I'd appreciate it when they had consoles which were just slightly different, had different power capabilities. Like back in the Saturn PlayStation day, PlayStation was better at 3D, but Saturn had really good 2D. So there's like a lot of 2D fighters which are better on Saturn than PlayStation. Sure. But then, and Dreamcast versus PS2, obviously lots of different games and lots of different exclusives for those. Yeah.
I remember for the Transformers War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron game, maybe it was the second one, they released store-specific DLC character or multiplayer characters. So like Best Buy had one, GameStop had one, like even Walmart had one, and I almost bought the game 3 times to get them all because I was insane. I kind of miss stuff like that a little bit.
Yeah.
But also the first game, it's lost to time now. The first Transformers game had 3-player co-op campaign.
Ooh.
I had no friends to play that with at the time. That were online or really, and I was the only person. If it was like fast forward 10 years or something, Corey and I definitely would have played through that campaign or something. Or my buddy Chirito and I. So yeah, I guess co-op campaigns and just unique IPs because like Rhythm Thief came out during that time. I mentioned a couple Platinum series with Bayonetta and Anarchy Reigns. Like
that's tons.
The Hatsune Miku, the Project Diva games were hot then. So yeah, people trying different stuff. That was the last experimental era, I feel like.
Yeah, like say like Full Auto, which we've spoken about previously, which I loved. Mad World. They brought back Monkey Ball, things like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we can go on to the next question now, though.
Okay, why is Rocket Knight so good?
Konami?
Yeah.
Is that
Bring
the
back
answer?
Konami. That's what I want. Well,
has strong characters, beautiful sprite work, great soundtrack. It's just a solid side scroller. I have the coin behind me somewhere, but Rocket Knight is good stuff. It was re-released. I don't know what that's on. I have it on PS4. I assume it's on just about everything.
Was it re-released?
Yep, I own it. It's behind me.
I know they...
Here we go again. Graham didn't believe I played PS1 games on my PS3.
I thought Sparkster Rocket Knight Adventures 2 was re-released. Was the original Rocket Knight Adventures?
Rocket Knight Adventures and Sparkster were released on a collection. And there was the HD version of Rocket Knight that I owned and played a little bit, but wasn't super impressed with. I think it's just called Rocket Knight. Yeah.
Rocket Knight Adventures Resparks was the first 3 games on PS4, PS5, and Switch by Limited Run Games. And Revival series Rocket Knight was released in 2010 by Climax Studios. Oh, Climax Group, sorry. Xbox 360, PS3, and Steam. That was a 2.5D platformer. Okay.
Don't be fooled though. When they say first 3 games, it's Rocket Knight, Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventures 2, and Sparkster. So it's really 2 games.
Wait, I thought Sparkster was just Rocket Knight Adventures 2. So another one?
It is. Pretty sure it is.
Okay.
I think it's just either the Japanese or the North American version or something like that. Whoa, loud. I clicked on a trailer and it was really loud. But there are really cool cutscenes that they added to the collection and stuff.
Ooh.
So
I know Rocket Knight Adventures, I believe, was originally just released on the Genesis Mega Drive, but the sequel was released on Super Nintendo and Genesis Mega Drive. So on that trilogy is one than the Super Nintendo game.
that's probably it.
That could be it. Doesn't say I'm on Wikipedia, and it didn't say so.
Oops. Going the wrong way. I'm trying to look for stuff. Okay, yeah. So Rocket Knight Adventures was on Genesis Mega Drive. Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventures 2 was on Genesis Mega Drive, and then just Sparkster was on Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Sparkster was something I played first on Sega Channel. I do remember that.
Ooh.
So there you go. So we got some other questions, but we'll leave them for next time. Thank you, though, Nick.
Cool. Yeah. Did we actually answer his question? It was, why is it so good? Good graphics.
Konami.
Good playing. Yeah, fair enough. They were the height of Konami's awesomeness on console.
Yeah, definitely.
Some would say. That's what I'd say.
I think I have the cartridge somewhere. I don't know if I have that case for that. That's a pricey.
Yeah,
pricey game, though.
Used to own it, and then I gave it. So I sold it, and haven't picked it up again because it was now very expensive.
I would say if you're a fan of how cool I am, Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Heady, like the treasure games, basically. Check out Rocket Knight.
Yeah.
You are a possum with a jetpack and a sword for justice.
Let's go see how much it costs secondhand in the UK.
Okay. I was gonna play. Let's play a guessing game for that.
Yeah.
I'll say boxed, complete in box. Rocket Knight. Which one? Rocket Knight Adventures or Sparkster?
Rocket Knight Adventures, the original.
Rocket Knight Adventures. I will say, $150, and then I'll say cartridge only $70.
Oh, we're talking pounds or dollars here.
I don't know. I'll throw them in both. Whatever.
Okay. So surprisingly, according to this website, which is where you can buy pre-owned games from in the UK, CEX, £50 for the complete in-box.
What?
That's surprisingly cheaper than I thought it was going to be.
That's crazy.
How much is it not in-box? Maybe I will pick it up. I remember it being really expensive.
That is different from what I'm seeing right now.
Without the manual, but still boxed, £30 and £20 unboxed. Oh, I might pick it up. Oh, mint condition. Guess how much is mint condition?
I see $179, so probably stupid.
£65.
What? All right, yeah, get it in your neck of the woods, because over here it goes for 63 complete, 23 cartridge only. The PAL version, it says it's 88 pounds, I guess, $30 cartridge. The Japanese version, for some reason, 127. I don't know what's going on with that.
Actually in stock as well. Oh, maybe I will.
Sparkster is stupid. Sparkster is only triple digits for every version complete.
Oh.
The highest one is the American Super Nintendo Sparkster, $531. Screw you.
Ooh, okay.
Genesis 347 in America, and then Super Famicom 331. PAL version of Sparkster 179. That's the Mega Drive, and then and then the SNES PAL 221. All these are stupid.
Yeah, so over here, the Super Nintendo Sparkster box with manual, £155.
Woo-woo.
Mega Drive, £130. That's box with manual. Without manual, £90. Unboxed, £30.
Anyway,
there you go.
Save your money. Get EverDrives.
Yeah.
Unless you want walls like us.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's not looking the best at the moment.
Neglected to mention my Whalen Co. Core shirt from Prometheus. What will I be wearing next time for Aliens? Who knows? All that and more in the next episode of the Sega Spirit show, right?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I think we can wrap it up this week, can't we? Yes. Let's call it an end to this. So yeah. So next week we will be continuing this unless something crazy happens. But
next episode. Next episode.
Next episode. It's not weekly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Sorry. I keep saying next week. But yeah, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. So next episode, yeah, we'll be continuing Colonial Marines. We're going to play a bit more, give some more, I guess thoughts on it, and hopefully Scotty might have seen the next episode of Alien Earth. Maybe I will try and find a way to get my hands on Alien Earth as well and get in on the fun. Do you have any shout outs this week? We haven't
the date is on the calendar now. The Dreamcast 12-hour marathon is happening this year, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone. We're bringing it back. Last year, we took a break, and this year, it's going to be September 13th on a Saturday. I might do a mini stream on 99.99, but we used to do an annual celebration of the Dreamcast. It used to be a 24-hour marathon, but we decided to finally listen to our bodies. So we reduced it to 12 for the sake of our sanity and health. And that's going to be, again, September 13th. I don't have a flyer made yet. We'll get that together soon. It's going to be online, digital stuff. Nick, who asked some questions, might actually be attending that. Graham might actually be attending that. I will be there the full 12 hours. The staples have included Sonic Adventure and Soul Calibur, but with a fishing rod controller? How's that happen? Will it happen this year? We'll find out. September 13th, the 12-hour Dreamcast Marathon. Raising money for Extra Life.
Awesome. Yeah, hopefully we'll have you all there. Cool.
Yeah, be on we'll share where it'll be on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we'll keep you up.
That's all I've got though.
On that. Awesome. Yeah, I don't really have any shout outs this week. So let's just wrap it up. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully this show was a little bit different than what we normally do, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you're curious about what we're going to come back with next week. And yeah, keep tuned for more Aliens Colonial Marines action.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Look
at those faces. Wow. That's next gen graphics right there. Bye everybody.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and leave any questions behind. Thank you.
Collector's edition, $84.99 though, after my pre-ordered amount that I had on it. Ugh. There's the DLC I bought for $30. Man, I was an idiot.